For a second, I thought the Tarawih started. But anyways, subhanAllah, we have been blessed with Brother Adil and his sons, along with Maz and Humais, who have been leading our Tarawih program this year. For any organization like us, bench strength of Huffaz is significantly important. If you pay attention towards this table, mashallah, we have a lot of Huffaz sitting here, and some Huffaz in training as well, and Maz is sitting right here. So, mashallah, we are blessed, and thank you for making time with your presence here. So, with that, I want to pivot to I talked about I have 3 stakeholders today. The first one was the people of Gaza, and so let's talk about that. It's of no surprise to us that a genocide is obviously being committed. The people of Palestine are going through atrocities, and our hearts are heavy with the concerns for our brothers and sisters. The suffering really compels us with a sense of urgency. And there's really 3 things we as a community can do from thousands of miles away. One is obviously make dua. The other one is advocacy for social injustice and all forms of injustice which are being committed. And the third thing is actually raising funds so that they can actually fulfill their basic necessities. The Islamic community of Oakville obviously is committed to raising funds. We have decided as a management team to donate everything which you guys have donated as sadaqah, zakat in the month of Ramadan. All of those proceeds are going towards Gaza. The ticket sales of this event are also going towards Gaza. As of this morning, we had collected by that format, more than $20,000 just like that. Last Friday, we did our fundraiser with HCI over there. $60,000 were pledged. And then earlier this year, we did a bake sale, and we had Islamic Relief and Young Muslim Give Backs and all those different organizations, and we raised close to $10,000 plus. So all in all, we have close to $90,000 plus, which this fine community has raised towards an extremely noble cause, and you all should be proud of it. But at the same time, it's never going to be enough. So there are posters on everyone's table with a QR code. If you wish to continue to donate towards this cause, scan the QR code. Our virtual fundraiser is still open. Tonight is not about fundraising, but I just want to make sure everybody still gets an opportunity to partake in that. So that's really my first stakeholder. The second stakeholder is you as a community. And so Islamic community of Oakville is really a beacon of faith and compassion for all of us living in Oakville, but actually it goes beyond the confines of Oakville. We have people in here from Milton, Mississauga, Stony Creek, you name it, and so we want to expand that community. Obviously, our vision is to be a community-first organization, not a cloud-first, community-first, with a focus on youth. And so what you will see tonight as my team comes up and talks about the different programming, we have really focused in on how do we engage the youth, how do we bring them front and center, because they are really the leaders of tomorrow. So over the past years, we've obviously worked pretty hard on that vision, and I want to just take a moment to talk a little bit about it. So we started off offering prayers. How many of you were with us back in 2017? Okay. All right. And then with us right before COVID? This list is growing. And obviously look at yourselves in this room. So, the membership of this organization continues to inspire me, continues to sort of, it gives me the confidence that we are doing something right. We typically have 1,500 people for our Eid Salah. We have 2 Friday prayers at River Oaks. We started another facility at QEBCC, which just tells me that, mashallah, the Muslims are calling Oakville and the neighboring cities their home, and they really need a solve. So, what are we really doing about it? it's not that we actually have shortage of massages here. We have a lot of massages here. But unfortunately, 90% of the time, they're really empty for the 5 times a year, and they're overflowing for Eid, for Taraweeh, and for Friday. And that's exactly where ICO steps in. So we are, thinking about the community again. We wanted to solve for that, and we wanted easy access to facilitate your obligatory prayers, and that's exactly what we're doing. And I feel like the team over the last couple of years have really matured on that process, mechanized it to a point where we're near perfect on that front. So kudos to all the volunteers who help us do that day in, day out. That's one. But that's not enough. People have actually talked to me about, okay, when are you taking the next step of building a mosque? And I'm like, it's not really a mosque which is actually in my vision. What is in my vision is how to build a community, because that's where it all starts. And so what does that community building really mean? What that really means is there is people in our geographic area who have different needs. Some are young people who are looking for educational opportunities. Some are, middle-aged who are looking for active sports. Seniors have their own requirements. And so we really wanted to rotate on a platform which caters to the need of all of these demographics. And so we realized, we have been talking about it for a number of months and years, to be honest, but it was only last year when I tapped a brother, and I'll introduce in detail in a second, to sort of help us kickstart that process. He's Wasim right here. And we wanted to make sure we do it in a fashion where there's a structured approach. We understand what your needs are, and we find people within the community to lead those, because again, ICO is for the people and by the people. It's not just us telling you what to do, it's you telling us what we need and us actioning on it. And so that's the second part of community building, and to me, why it is important is all the programs we have launched so far in the last couple of months. First of all, the response has been extremely positive, and that continues to give me the confidence and the courage to invest in it. So many thanks to Wasim right here for enabling us and in the last couple of months giving us a kickstart we really needed. Really truly appreciate it. So that's sort of the community building of it. The third thing, which I'm hoping you will find refreshing coming from an Islamic institute, is 9 out of 10 times we don't really focus on what is the positive impact we are having, not on you guys, but on everybody else other than you guys, the non-Muslims, if you will, and our greater community. And what is our advocacy charter for the rights of Muslims? And it is that what ICO also would like to venture into. And what does that really mean? So if you notice, majority of our programming is actually happening in a community center. This is not just for us, this is for everyone to share. The reason why we do it here is intentional, it's deliberate, because I want others to see how Muslims can actually practice their faith, put it into action in a peaceful, kind, empathetic way, which truly transcends the real values, the real Islamic values. And it is actually turning the page when we talk to the town, when we talk to the officials to tap out more of their resources to help us out in delivering these programs. They're finally coming to terms of what we need. There is hardly a religious organization which engages the town of Oakville the way we do. And so, because of that advocacy and your positive impact, is how we have been able to secure the largest indoor facility now for the Eid Salah, Eid al-Fitr Salah. We have both ice rinks booked at Glen Abbey Community Center. We are almost sold out on parking, by the way. That doesn't mean you still cannot come. You're welcome to come. You can park in other approved spaces. But this is what is happening. It just shows people resonate with what we are doing. We must be doing something right, but for that to happen, we need a platform. We need to hear from you. We need your feedback. And it is my guarantee that we will rotate on. So that's the third thing, which is pretty important to us. Now, where do we really go from here? So we talked about prayers, we talked about community programs, we talked about advocacy. But at some point in time, we are, by the way, does anybody know what percentage of Oakville makes up the Muslim community? Any guesses? Percentage? 12? Okay, you're more accurate than I am. 10 to 11? Yeah, and roundabout, we're 10% of Oakville. It's the second largest religion being practiced in this town, which is huge. And so what that really means is our needs are going to continue to grow. No matter how much I engage with the town, they're going to run out of the facilities. And so tonight is a special one too, because I'm going to, shortly after Ramadan, shortly after Eid, I'm going to start mobilizing a team of professionals to sort of help us evaluate how we can build, buy, lease our own center. Because our needs are really expanding, our programs are really having an uptick, and we really probably need to solve for a space of our own. This is a very daunting task. A lot of our patrons have pushed me in this direction, I think for the right reasons. And it's not just one of you, I've been having multiple connects with a lot of people, and I think it's the right step forward for us. We obviously need to plan for it the right way. We need to evaluate all our options. I will be coming to you for help, obviously, for this noble cause as well, and you have never disappointed me, and I hope you don't this time as well. So that is really where we are headed. What do I want to cover next? None of this, by the way, none of this could happen without our volunteers. And so, tonight is that, the third stakeholder for me is that volunteering. And I don't want to take thunder from my team about it. I'm going to introduce my team in a second, and they will actually are the rightful owners to recognize all the volunteers who really day in day out put a lot of effort in making this great. So let me start introducing my team here for a second. If I can ask Wasim to please come up. So Wasim is my partner in crime. It's incredible how much our wavelength matches on many different things. So brother from another mother. Wasim is our head of programs. I tapped him 5 months back. 5 months back after a prayer here at River Oaks. I've been thinking a lot about programs. He had casually talked about programming to me in the past as well, and I thought this was a fantastic way. I did not have the capacity to scale, being vocally self-critical here. So I needed someone who had a similar vision, a similar thought process, and a structured way of approaching a problem. And I found all of that in him, and he has done wonders for us in the last couple of months. A lot of programs have been launched. He's going to talk more in more detail about it. Looking forward to the partnership soon. So that's Wasim. Can I ask Humez? Where's Humez? We all know Humez. Humez is our head of religious affairs. Be it Friday prayers, be it Tarawih program, be it Eid Salah, this guy has it nailed. Who's going to be the imam? We try to bring imams from all over GTA just to make sure you all get the variety by sitting in your own neighborhood. So you don't have to venture out to different masajids. You can get that variety at your own community center. Humez is also a Hafiz, mashallah, and he continues to warm our soul every single night at Tarawih these last couple days with his beautiful kira as well. We welcome you, sir, on the management committee. Asim. Oh yeah. You don't have to be shy. He's never shy, and on Friday prayers. Asim is our head of operations. So, he's always the first one in and the last one out. He's the guy who's working along different set of volunteers, making sure he's setting up the mats. The mats are then rolled back up. All of that operation. Plus, he also brings a whole bunch of experience in event planning and management and so on and so forth. I value Asim quite a bit. I seek a lot of advice and insight from him whenever we're arranging something like this. And so he's a valuable member of our team. Thank you, sir. Muiz. Please. This is a difficult character to introduce. Muiz, how may I say this? If you're looking for a pair of socks, or if you want an intimate sitting with Sheikh Mishari, Bilal Muhammad, Khalid Mehdoon, the list goes on, this is your guy. He's the most resourceful person I can guarantee you in this room. Connections like no other. And so he's been a breath of fresh air, obviously, on our management team, but at the same time, he's also the guy who leads up our finance operations, tax receipts, tax season. And he's also the person who establishes our partnerships with the different charities. So, last year we did the same event last year we did with Penny Appeal, Muiz. This year we're doing with Human Concern International, Muiz. So there is a pattern here, and he continues to help us out. By the way, tonight, the reason why we are able to send all your proceeds to Gaza is because we again found another partner, Bakes Grill. I'm giving away the person who's providing us the food now. Bakes Grill, who's actually sponsored the food for all of you tonight, so that we don't have to dip in from our own pockets, your donations, what have you, towards this event. So I am truly humbled and honored to be part of this management committee. These fine people are the people who are leading all of these programs. So a round of applause for all of them. So in closing, I just want to say I'm gratified. I'm truly humbled by whatever this community has done for ICO. I wish you guys all the very best and want to make sure you continue to support us in all whatever we offer from a service perspective, from a programming perspective. And may Allah bless you all. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.